Have you ever wondered how much you spend in a week? And I mean really wondered. Wondered enough to meticulously track all of your spending down to the food that you're eating for an entire week? No? Well, no, that's just me. Welcome to what I spend in a week as a product designer living in Kitchener, Ontario. If you haven't already, I would love if you could subscribe and like this video. I have a lot more financial videos coming up. This week we're going to go over all of my spending, including my fixed costs, so I've tried to make this as accurate as possible. So let's get into it. If you break my finances down with my housing, my gas, my insurance, my subscriptions, it is $80 per day. So I will just tack that amount on to every single day. Day 1. This was a general work day for me. I had coffee and oat milk in the morning with a strawberry parfait. Later in the day, after more design meetings, I had bacon, potatoes, and roasted vegetables. After work was finished, I had a protein bar on my way to a boxing class, which is one of my favorite exercise habits I've recently started. I worked up quite a sweat, and after class, I stopped into a grocery store, and finally I finished my day with some video editing and a late night dinner of rice, salmon, and roasted vegetables. I ended day 1 with a total of $186.44, which is a lot. Day 2. My work days can be a bit repetitive, and it is the same routine of coffee, work, fruit, and overly elaborate lunches of bacon, potatoes, French toast. After more meetings, which we can just skip right over, I walked to the grocery store and I picked up feta cheese because I was hosting a Moroccan cooking night. If you've never had a cooking night, I'd highly recommend it. It was a really fun way to learn new dishes, not spend tons of money, and also just have a great time with my friends. Day 2 was much cheaper. The total was $95.32. By day 3, I was determined. I was going to make this my best spending day yet, and instead it ended up being my busiest. It started off strong with coffee and watermelon, and then I immediately got trapped in meetings until after 2 p.m. The entire day was a blur. I don't even know what happened. I ate a protein bar, I went to the gym, and then I had leftovers, which I'm just not going to count because I already added the groceries from earlier this week. I was doing so well until a package arrived at my door, and I remembered that I wasted a ton of money on sunscreen and shampoo. Unfortunately, that brought my total to $211.95, making this my worst spending day yet. This brings us to day 4. The last day of my work week. Fridays are usually a bit more calm, but that was a lie. Again, I started the day with coffee because I'm an addict, and I had a very fast breakfast of leftover French toast and yogurt, which I ate as fast as I could before my next round of meetings and working sessions. Much later that day, I had bacon, asparagus, and leftover phyllo pastry, which was filled with artichoke and a cucumber salad. Friday was really hot, and I tried to run, but it turned into a slow walk back to my air-conditioned home. And later I met up with my boyfriend and we got Jamaican food at this amazing local restaurant. He paid for it, so I'm not going to add it to the final total. This brings today's total to $87.17. Day 5 was a Saturday, which is meant to be a relaxing day, but for me, it's time to meal prep for the entire week. So it was a pretty busy morning. We had coffee with French toast, potatoes, bacon, and eggs. And later that day, after I finished all of my meal prepping, which I'm going to do a separate video about, we went to a family birthday event in the park. The total that I spent on day number 5 was $85.51. We're almost done with day number 6. If you haven't been able to tell, this week has been non-stop for me. Most weeks are busy, but this one has just had an extra dash of chaos mixed into it, which meant Sunday I was dead tired. We had plans to go to another city or on a hike, but we slept in and had a lazy lunch of coffee, French toast, vegetables, potatoes, and a croissant. Everything was going so well until I accidentally fell and spent almost $300 at Lululemon. We're moving past that very quickly, and after we went to Balzac's Coffee and we got iced coffees and pastries, walked around the park, and that was it. That was everything that I spent that day other than my leftovers for dinner. This was a painful total of $366.84. This brings us to the very last day of this challenge, and I am so happy to not have to count how much every single meal costs me anymore. In the morning, I had a mango, asparagus, potatoes, and eggs, and later I had a protein bar before I went to do yoga. Once work was finished for the day, I contemplated life and decided that I had to go to the gym. For dinner, I had rice, chicken, beans, and vegetables, which fueled me to finish my day. The total for my last day was $95.35. That brings us to the end of the week, so it's time for the moment of truth. Before my fixed costs, I spent $568.58 in 7 days, and including my fixed costs, that is a grand total of $1,128.58. I'm actually so surprised about how much money that is. I spent a lot of money, and I think the biggest thing I realized is how much I spend on my fixed costs. Even though my day-to-day spending could improve, I either really just need to make more money per month, or I need to decrease the amount I'm spending on rent, car, gas, subscriptions. So I'm going to have another video about better financial habits, and I would love it if you guys could watch that too. But thank you for watching this, and please like and subscribe.